Hi, this is Mckenna, and this is my actor diary. So I was doing the original production of Oklahoma on Broadway, and I was playing the Surrey with the fringe on the top, and I was nailing it. It was a great production. There was so much hype around it. I really felt like I was doing well. I thought, I might be up for a Tony Award. I was really, really excited about the production, but every night in rehearsal, I would be so exhausted afterwards, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. So finally it comes to our dress rehearsal right before we open, and by the time the rehearsal's over, I can barely move. I'm so exhausted physically. I just can't do anything. So I'm like, I need to get this checked out because this is my big moment. So I go to a doctor, I go to the emergency room right after, have some tests run, and I find out that I've come down with sexually transmitted polio. So of course I'm freaking out. I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to do the show. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I call the stage manager. I tell her what's going on. And about an hour later, I get a knock on my door. I was staying at the Plaza at the time. I get a knock on the door, and I open the door, and it's Oscar Hammerstein. Or Oscar the Grouch is what we used to call him because he's nasty. So Oscar barges in and grabs me by the neck. At this point, he always wore a black leather glove. I don't know why. So he grabs me with this black leather glove, and he said, "If you don't do this show tomorrow, you'll never work in this town again." Then he threw me on the bed and walked out of the apartment. So of course I'm losing my shit. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I get a good night's sleep, and the next day I can't move. I can barely move a muscle, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make it to the show. I'm gonna do it somehow or another. So I couldn't afford a wheelchair at the time, so I had to take a razor scooter to the theater. So I razored myself on over to the theater. I burst in the door, ready to do what I need to do. And who's on stage? Ethel Merman, playing the Surrey with the fringe on top. They replaced me. So I turn around, ready to storm out, and Richard Rogers is standing there. And as you know, he has a violently lazy eye. So Richard looks at me and he said, "Listen, I fought for you, but we can't have a Surrey that can't move. You understand, right?" So of course I'm devastated. I push past Rogers. I run, I razor out of the building, go back to the Plaza, and I didn't do another show for 45 years until I was cast as the vacation swing for the helicopter in Miss Saigon. But I'm back. Don't ever let them take your dreams.